Okay, what'd you think about it, Betty?
Well, I'm going to have to let you describe most of it because I got to see part of it, and then I had to tape some of it, and when I come back taping it, it turned back into the series Chicago Fire, and I was totally confused till Jody showed me the highlights a while ago, and it cleared up some of it.
I didn't get to see it. I seen the very start of it. Then I had to come to the shop and do some telephone deals. Went back and watched a little bit. Had to come back and do some more So I don't know really what happened either.
Well, we normally don't know anyway, but we'll say that the 19 car was superior to everybody.
Yeah.
There was 3 cars that Mike could have raced him, not beat him. The 10 car, the 12 car, and the 20 car. And every one of them had trouble in the pits. And it was...
Well, anyhow, that separated them anyway.
That separated them, but they was the only cars that could even race him.
What amazed me watching, this is a mile track. How big is the track?
Mile.
A mile track.
I believe it's a magic mile.
And it's halfway flat, and they was running 3 abreast. Every once in a while they'd get 4 abreast.
I know.
And nobody, there really wasn't that much bumping, and but a lot of them cars, the 20 car, the 43 car, they just spun out by themselves. The 8 car done the same thing.
But he wrecked in practice, wrecked in qualifying, and then wrecked first one out. And Richard, he's one of the better drivers on the circuit and has been for a long time.
He just went in the corner practicing to qualify, and when he turned, the back end was the only thing it turned.
It certainly was. Well, I guess it was interesting and a pretty good race. But 43, I know there at the end when my television quit, my taping quit, that the 3 and the 99 and the 43 was staying out. I thought they caught up, but the 42 caused a caution that confused everything.
Which saved the 43 car, because the 3 car had to stop.
Exactly.
But then they had a couple of cautions after that, and the 3 car was able to get back up to, 9th or 10th or something. You know what I mean?
But,
so, I think we wound up 11th. But I think the car got a little bit better. So, watching it on TV, it looked like that it was really, really loose getting off the corner. So that means it was loose everywhere else.
I couldn't tell you.
It's really hard to see on TV.
But, at that racetrack, I don't know where it's mechanical grip or aero grip. It's got to have both, because the 19 car, I'm not saying is perfect, but he was so much better than the rest of them. It's unreal.
Yeah. But really, no faster than you run. I mean, they figure all the arrows and stuff off of, 120 mile an hour?
I don't know.
130. Well, when you don't run that fast, that means the arrows go away. You don't need as much of it. So it had to be a little bit of chassis and a little bit of downforce. But I know the 43 had the right front all beat up, but I didn't see it slowed him down any from that standpoint.
Might have helped him.
It might. But anyhow, they made some adjustments during the race, and I think the car got a lot better, because he was terrible. I mean, he ran 28th and 30th all day, still wound up 11th. So circumstances got him there.
I don't know. One of the highlights was that about halfway through the race, the 19 caught the 23 car and couldn't lap him. And then right after that, the caution come out, and that changed a lot of stuff. The 43 spun and let a bunch of them do the wave around. On the restart, there's a wreck, and he was a lucky. There's just so many circumstances that happened during this thing, but it was still the 19's show.
But it made it really interesting.
It did.
Especially me watching on TV, where you had a low groove, a middle groove, and an outside groove. And the inside groove was the best going into the middle of the corner. The center groove was decent all the way around. And the outside groove, they beat them pretty bad to the middle of the corner, but when they come off that corner, he had the momentum. And so overall, probably the outside groove was probably the best, but the 19 could run anywhere. It didn't make any difference.
It didn't bother him, and he worked hard. But here's another thing, Richard. we talk about a lot, or I think about it a lot. That car suited him. It was set up for him. His engineers, his crew chief knowed what he needed and everything. How many drivers could have gotten? Maybe you could have gotten that car in one race. I'm joking. I'm joking.
What do you mean you're joking?
You couldn't remember the gears.
No, they changed gears. I was busy holding on the steering wheel. I didn't have time to change gears.
How many, could he take Joey Logano's car and run better than Joey did?
What difference does it make? He was in the right car, right time, and he done his job.
But, getting back to your days, we set your car up to you, and you kind of knowed what you wanted, and we tried to give it to you, and you won some races. But
nobody else could drive the car the way I had it set up, and that's what you're trying to get to.
I'm trying to get to that.
It suited him.
Yeah.
And that's what happened when you see, most all the races that we've seen this year, if somebody is just really superior, and everybody else is running together, but there's one car that just kind of dominates. You know what I mean? And then the next week, you wonder what happened to them. They're busy back there in the back.
But there's been some races, this one wasn't one of them, where they'll run good the first half, and then all of a sudden
they get off. Right.
They get off key and can't run a lick. But then
a lot of times you have these guys that run up front, but then when they make a bad pit stop, they get back in the group. They can't go anywhere because of the arrow and the way.
Well, the 20 was kind of one of them, but he was fighting back before he. But his pit stops was what got him back there, and of course the 10 car. They're like a lot of us. They need a real good race, and they left a wheel loose. Yeah. We left one loose at Darlington. We had I think the 43 had a good car down there, but you can't draw this stuff back.
Okay. The 19 had the best car, best driver that day, best circumstances, and all of it come together. They didn't make any mistakes.
They did not make a mistake.
Okay. And, some of the other guys made mistakes to take them out of the race. You know what I mean? So it looked like the 19 was superior all the way through, but if some of them other cars hadn't made some mistakes, they might could run with him along during the rest of the race.
They might have. But there's a lot of two-car strategies, Richard, and they got up there, but he didn't have to think about two cars because it didn't make no difference. He could pass them when he got back to them. I told Jake Elder that one time. He said, "We're beating y'all in the pits." I said, "I don't care. We're going to pass you when we get to you anyway." But that's a long time ago, too. But, okay, we're coming to a 2.5-mile track?
Yeah, whatever. The Pocono. Anyway. Long straightaway, halfway straightaway, a short straightaway, different turns, different banking. I always liked that racetrack. We didn't win but 2 or 3 races up there, but I always liked it because it was sort of like a road course, and especially now when they change gears 2 or 3 times a lap, or 3 or 4 times, whatever, then it makes it like a road course.
How'd you like changing gears?
I didn't.
They fixed us a transmission when you were still driving where we could just go to 3rd gear when we had a 4-speed. And we went out and you said, "You can get that out because I ain't changing gears." Because I ain't taking my hands off the wheel. And then, of course...
When I was busy, these cars must drive a little easier than the ones you made me drive.
It didn't drive very good when you broke a wheel going in the tunnel turn, did it?
Broke a wheel, broke my neck too. But anyhow, we're getting ready. We'll go to Pocono this week, and hopefully we can do a little bit better than what we've been doing.
Well, let's hope that NBC and NASCAR don't bring rain.